Episode 10 of Oshinoko was fantastic. Finally getting some backstory and context to the self-deprecating baking soda licking girl, Kana. And I kind of hit this really heavy in the last episode. It really did feel like Kana has a massive problem with her own self-confidence. She's such a self-deprecating person, and yes, even at that point, it makes sense why she's that way. She's the child actress that never had a fandom. She's always failed at everything she's done ever since she made success as a child. And it's been this kind of road of her trying so many things and nothing working out. And I think that works so well with what she's doing now. I like that ending note, the rookie idol. That's what she is now. She's got a reset point right now that she can go on and do something else. Despite the fact that when they first recruited Kana, remember one of the first things she said was that that's something that you just can't do. You can't just flip and just jump right into something. It just doesn't work like that. It's a massive gamble. And she's doing it now. But yeah, overall, episode's great, and it's all over the place, so let's hit each point one by one. Opening up the episode with them trying to push the center on Kana. And I like that aspect of them like trying to fake her into it by doing this recording and everything. But this is where it kind of starts. That symbol of like, yes, you're seeing this great music video, but I failed. Again, everything I try fails, so how is it going to work here? And sort of hitting on the aspect of somebody sort of trying to whisper sweet nothings in your ear to get you to push you to go forward, which technically worked, and that's how she's here to begin with, let's be honest. But I think it's one of those things that I think Ruby is being honest here. You don't just go from being off-tuned little kid to having a music video where you're just singing beautifully. Ruby, I think, here was being honest. This is a sign that you worked hard. You don't just go from here to here. There was something in between there, and obviously, Kana worked hard. But she's not seeing that in Ruby. She's assuming, again, as per usual, assuming the worst in people. That's how she's sort of gotten it burned into her head. It felt a little bit jarring in the idea that, like, right after this scene where she's literally like, no, this isn't gonna happen, I'm not doing it, to them doing a quick little test and then them going, crap, never mind, I guess I'm doing this. But I think it's sort of explained later on. Even though it was kind of jarring here, I like that eventually it made sense. This didn't just feel like a tonal shift and just trying to make a joke out of a serious topic. Eventually it sort of explained the idea that she just literally sees that the two of them are hopeless. And there's only one person that can carry them, and that's her. She has no choice. Despite that she doesn't want to do it, she has no choice. She has to do this, otherwise they'll fail. And I really love that in the later part where it kind of hits on the aspect of she just doesn't want them to experience the same thing she did. That's why there was a tonal shift here. And it's not necessarily a manufactured shift of tone, it's just literally, that's what she thought. I have to do this. I have no choice. But yeah, then they bring in Payan, and I had a feeling like, I don't know, it was like probably the second scene of Payan, I was like, yeah, this is Aqua. Especially when they had the whole scene on the balcony, I'm like, yeah, this is Aqua, there's no doubt. But then of course, right after that, Ruby's like, oh, he looks like he's built like Aqua. It's obviously Aqua. Because Aqua comes in to give them lessons. And I guess we find out at this point that it seems like Memcho likes Payan. I mean, it makes sense because Payan is a massively successful YouTuber. And Memcho would probably look up to him as sort of a senpai. But yeah, this is where we get the scene on the balcony, though, which I thought was, oh, it was so good. Oh, so good. It actually got me a little bit teary-eyed. I think that scene and the later scene really did start to get me a little bit emotional with this scene. Because again, what I sort of established in the last impressions, it really does feel like the biggest issue with Kana is the fact that she does not have a fandom. No matter what she tries, she's done so much stuff, and the only thing that was successful is when she was a child. Thus meaning that she's never had a true fandom. Normally, a star would be able to do multiple things and their name would bring in people. That's why names are so powerful. That's what they kind of hinted on. I put Aqua on this production, and because Aqua is popular back here, it's free advertisement. Literally, it's free advertisement. It's like the whole thing with Hayao Miyazaki right now with his new film. All he has to do is put his name on it. They don't have to make trailers because his name. But what kind of got me teary-eyed here was the idea of, yes, even though she thinks it's Payan at the time, it's actually Aqua, her finding out that she does have a fan. Just like, oh, it hurt. It hurt. This is all she wanted. This is all she wants. She wanted to know that there was somebody following her. But yeah, I think the bell pepper statement was the thing that was like, that's Aqua. Like, I don't think that this is probably like public knowledge that she hates bell peppers, because it's like one of those brand recognition things. It would just like be negative to the brand if they found out that the bell pepper exercise girl was literally hating bell peppers. But no, the beginning parts of this is similar to with Ruby. He's saying, you're good. Why are you having doubts about this? You regret that you made the decision to be a center. And she's like, yeah, because I'm not good. There's nothing good about me. He's like, no, you're good. Everyone throws praises, but they know nothing about me. And then he lists it. He lists everything. And again, that's that point when she realizes, I do have a fan. And then she starts doking over Payon. I was like, I'm so glad at some point she found out that it was Aqua, because otherwise Payon would come back from his vacation and suddenly Kana's starting to hang out with him more. It's like, why is this girl hanging out with me all the time? She's literally thinking about ditching Aqua for Payon. And yes, the following scene, apparently Memcho finds out that Kana is obsessed with Aqua. The fact that he was such an angel back then, and now every time she sees him, he's shattering that image that she has of him. And yes, she was wearing the baking soda shirt. It's like they completely embraced the whole baking soda joke at this point. I wonder if it's in the original manga. It's probably in the original manga, but yeah, the baking soda shirt. But yes, when we find out that Aqua has been using Payon to give him tips in order to pretty much give to them. But it has a very significant note here in the idea that Payon's like, I'm kind of surprised that you're impersonating me. Why didn't you just go in there and say to yourself, she would listen to you? And he's like, no, right now, she will not listen to anything I say. He knows that there's something going on with her, that she's mad at him. We seen that when he confronted her, and she was being super nasty with him. He's like, look, even I hurt too, and he walked away. He tells Payon that he's actually very feeble, which I think is very apt to him as a character. That's literally him, especially in his previous life. The guy didn't seem like he had too much confidence. But yes, finally we get more Ruby. It's been so long since we got anything Ruby. But yes, the night before the actual festival itself, Ruby's excited. She can't sleep, and Kana's like, oh, good for you for being excited. You know that we can go up on that stage and completely fail. This is a massive difference between what Ruby sees this whole encounter is going to be and what Kana sees. Kana is thinking, I need to make results. I have to make results. That's what's been kind of burned into her head her whole life. Make results. Do not fail people. Ruby's just, yay, I get to go on a stage. I'm super happy. It is sort of that contrast of the Genki rookie idol and the one that's super serious about everything. It's kind of a trope in idols itself. But with Akazaka, obviously, we're putting so much more build into these characters that it works. Yes, the build being why Ruby's so excited, and what she tells Kana is, I used to be stuck in my room. I was locked up in there just waiting to die, basically. But then I became an idol otaku, and suddenly every day was fun. She went from waiting to die, nothing has meaning to it, to suddenly I have this thing that I find joy in. It's fun to have something that you like. And then also meeting her first love. I don't think they ever really, I think they sort of indicated something about that. It was like I think it was a passing comment. I might be thinking of a different show, but I seem to remember at some point in the backstory stuff, having this moment where they were talking about marriage and stuff like that. But either way, apparently she liked Aqua, his previous self. The thing that he told her was essentially hope. He told her a future, gave her an existence that she can be. You can become an idol. And when you do, I'll be your first fan, which is so, this is another one that's like, whew, it gets the emotions going up in there. That aspect of she got to be that. That was a thing that literally made me bawl my eyes out in the first episode. Yes, part of it was the whole ending of the first episode, but it was literally, for me, most of my crying my eyes out was with Ruby. And that whole scene of her wanting to become an idol and how she keeps moving as if she's gonna fall. It was that moment of Ruby discovering that she wants to be an idol. She wants to be just like and she technically has the talent to do it. She finally gets to be what she wanted to be in her previous life that she couldn't because it was cut short. Which is, yes, also technically shipping Ruby and Aqua. This idea that she loved him and now she's going to become an idol and he's going to be her first fan. I don't know, we got Kana mixed in there too, so it might kind of throw a wrench in having that scene where Ruby finally goes, am I your first fan? Of course, they don't know who each other are. I wonder when they're actually going to finally reveal that. I really do, and it's sort of starting to kind of burn at that with that kind of statement that he was her first love. Yes, it's sort of a childlike crush kind of thing, which most cases you can kind of just toss it away as just that first discovery of love itself and not realizing what love actually is that point. But again, he was everything to her. She had nothing. She was just going to die. He was giving her hope, which I think that sort of hits Kana. I mean, she doesn't know what the actual circumstances is. She just assumed that Ruby was in need at some point. Which Kana kind of takes from that whole thing is, yes, it's nice that you have someone that supports you. Which then she eventually finds out, yes, she has someone supporting her in Paimon, but it actually is Aqua. He's always been supporting her. I think that's that nice thing that will eventually kind of fix her mindset around Aqua. He was doing all this stuff for her. But yeah, they finally have the day of the festival. We get a little bit of insight into these massive festivals and how, yes, depending on how popular they are, the more they're gonna, make things comfortable for you. So if you're just an underground, you're just gonna be with everybody else in this massive room, super noisy, no getting rest, no individual changing rooms, nothing. You're just clumped in with everybody else. But this is where things started crushing me. This was literally the gem of this episode, and it's that let's get into Kana. Let's just kind of, again, it's not really that one of those aspects of we're learning anything new. Like, this is all stuff that we sort of know at this point. It's just sort of piecing it together and laying it out so that it's just kind of concrete. I really liked it. Yes, Bell Pepper's song being super popular, and then them immediately throwing her into doing music. But then nobody liked her stuff. And they had to fill out the audience with staffers just to make sure that nobody got the impression that she was completely unsuccessful. And the sales just weren't there. She couldn't meet expectations. She had no jobs. She was a part of a child agency. Her mother was going to help somebody else and leave to help somebody else. Everyone left her. And this is where it hits. This part, oh, it crushed me. The self-deprecation. What is it? It is literally the naysayers. It is the criticisms. Her self-deprecation is the nasty words online. It's every bully online. She is internalizing it. It's sort of like one of those aspects of, I keep failing, I can never meet expectations, so maybe they're right. And now she's saying exactly what they were saying online. She has no value now that she's no longer a child actor. It's so freaking good. It's so good, but so painful. Oh, Kana. I feel like it cements what happened in the previous episode. It's literally her embodying her own criticism. The best way to save yourself is to accept that stuff to be true. Own it, essentially. Not in a good way, a self-damaging way. She literally hates herself. And because of that, she feels like she can't be the lead of this group. It's arrogant to think that I can lead this group. I'm not popular. But again, that's where she's sort of seeing things differently than what Ruby does. Ruby's super nervous, and then she goes over and grabs her hand and realizes, oh, you're nervous too. But here's where it hits. I literally almost had like everything I love about Kana get destroyed in one line. But it was the follow-up that technically fixed it all. Ruby tells her, don't worry, we're going on the stage together. You don't need to be fearful. And Kana says that's a problem. I wouldn't worry if I was going alone. I was like, whoa, that's sick, what? Ouch. But no, it's because she doesn't want to fail them. She's failed over and over and over again. She's dealt with that pain of not meeting expectations and everybody looking at her as a failure. She doesn't want to do that with them. She's putting everyone else before her. She's damaged goods. I've experienced it. I'm fine. I'll deal with it. I can do this alone. But she doesn't want Ruby and Memcho to experience that. She can't fail them. This is why she decided to be center. I have to carry them. And I almost wonder if you're going to have this moment on the stage where it blows up in her face that she's not that great and that they can stand alone. Yes, in their practices, she realized they can't stand on their own, but maybe on the stage, Ruby will be different. But maybe on the stage, Memcho will be the star. I'm really interested to see how this turns out in the next episode. How much presence each one of them will actually have. But what's so great about the scene is that it's self-sacrifice in Kana's perspective, but it's also self-deprecation. I can't let you fail like I fail. I need to save Ruby from my own disaster. I don't want Ruby and Memcho to go through what I've gone through. I need to save them. I need to carry them. I need to make sure they don't fail. But I'm a failure, so I'm gonna fail. It's so, so heart-wrenching. Kana, girl. This is like one of those things where this is literally the best build-up for an idol show. Having so long before a performance, so many idol shows try to get to the performances so fast, you don't have this build-up. And that's the unfortunate thing. They lose this build-up, and it's doing so well to make it to where whatever happens in the next episode is going to be super impactful or super heartbreaking. I cannot wait for it. But yes, Ruby drops the truth bombs. Finally, somebody besides Kana dropping truth bombs. I don't know how your acting's been going on. I don't know how successful you are. I don't know, but I just know that there's a girl in front of me right now that's a hard worker and she's cute. I don't see an actor. I see a hardworking idol. We're supposed to fail. We're supposed to have fun. And that's all it takes for Kana to realize, oh yeah, I am just a rookie. I am a rookie idol. She's thinking so much about her previous careers, being a singer, being an actress. She's not those anymore. She's an idol. You don't have to carry over all those experiences to your new thing. You can be something new. Again, this is a reset button. Become something new. Expect failure. Expect that you're not immediately going to jump to the finish line on your first job. That's what she's expecting. Everyone fails when they first start. How do you not expect that it's going to be the same case here? Well, what Ruby's saying, have fun. We're going to fail. Expect that. And if something great happens, great. But expect you're going to fail. It's sort of what I did when I first started my YouTube channel. I knew my videos, when I first post, I'm going to have one view, and it's probably going to be me. Expect to fail. So good. Such a good Kana episode. And like I said, followed up from the previous episode, it feels like every one of these arcs are so good in like these 2-episode chunks, because you get the build up that started off, that setup, and then just slam dunk it in the second episode. And this one feels like, obviously, we're going to go into the third episode, but so good. I cannot wait for more. Such a fantastic series. And the next episode is the finale. I'm so freaking heartbroken, but I hope you guys will join me for that finale. I'll definitely be here, probably do a review right afterwards. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to think on it for a while, but I just hope we get a second season announcement. We need one. After getting double the sales on their manga distribution, it's a good sign that we can get a sequel, but who knows? But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Additionally, if you're new to this channel, make sure that subscribe button to get on my content. I do news reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support it more, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, and membership button down below. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate everybody that supports the channel. It means so much to me. And y'all take care.